Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-1 of May-June 2011. So let's move on to the question number 1. So part 1, we have Ahmed's internet provider offers two payment options. So we have two options, one, A and B. So the first option is $30 per month for unlimited use. That's the first option. Now, scheme B, it is 0.05 per minute on the weekdays. Weekdays is Monday to Friday, and then $0.03 per minute at the weekend, Sunday and Saturday. Now, each month Ahmed uses the internet for a total of 5 1/4 hours on the weekday rate and a total of 12 hours on the weekend rate. So that's good to know. So now we have to find the cost per month in dollars for scheme B and decide which payment scheme is cheaper. So A, as we know, it is already given to you as $30 per month. So for scheme B, we have two parts. We have 5 1/4 hours on the weekdays at this rate, and then a total of 12 hours at this rate. So pretty easy. So you say cost is equal to 5 1/4 hours times this rate plus 12 hours on the weekend times this rate. Okay, so let's find out the cost. So 5 1/4 times 0.05 plus 12 times 0.03. That will be, let me check. So we have, this is hours, so 0.6225. Now, how do you convert hours to minutes? You have to multiply by 60. That will be, so that will be 0.6225 times 60. That will be 37 and 35. Okay, so that will be the cost for the scheme B. So if you want to, this is one method, and the other method you can use is you can first convert the hours to minutes first and then multiply by the rate. So let's try that. So what is 5 hours and 1/4 hours? So 5 hours is 5 times 60 plus 1/4 times 60. That will be 3:15 minutes times 0.05, and the weekend will be 12 hours. 12 hours times 60 minutes times the rate, which is, so that will be 720 times 0.03 for the rate. So let's find that. 315 times 0.05 plus 720 times 0.03. That should give you the same answer, 37.35. Now, scheme B costs 37.35 cents. The scheme A is cheaper by $7.35. So this is two methods. You can just choose one of them to do it. You will have these answers. Now for part B, it says Ahmed's printer can be large or small black, can use large or small black cartridges. A large cartridge costs 48 and print 1000 pages. A small cartridge prints 650 pages. Two small cartridge cost this much. So how many pages can two small cartridge print? You will say 1 is 650, 2 will be 2 times 650. So let's say that will be about 1300 pages for two cartridges. Now part 1, find the cost per page in dollars if Ahmed buys two cartridges. So let's do that. So two cartridges cost this much, so cost is $65 is equal to this much page. So $1 will be divided by 65. So okay, we have to find the cost per page. So this is not the right way because we have to divide per page to find the cost per page. So the other way around, it will be 1300 page for $65. So one page, the cost per page, so one page will be 65 divided by 1300. That will be 0.05 dollars per page. So dollars per page. So that will be answer part 1, so 0.05. And for part 2, is it cheaper per page for Ahmed to buy 2 or the large one? So let's count. For the large one, it was 1000 equal to 48.5. So 1 page will be, it was 0.0485. So in this case, you see, this one is higher than this. So you would say it is cheaper to use a large cartridge. So cheaper to use a large cartridge. Okay, that will be question part B. Now let's move on to question part C. We have a monitor, a keyboard, and a computer. We have 3 products. So Ahmed buys a new monitor, keyboard, and computer. He is given a 15% discount of the total price. The discount price that Ahmed pays is this much, okay? The price of the monitor before discount was this, and the price before was 70. Now, question is, calculate the price of the computer before the discount. So let's see. So basically he paid, so Ahmed paid 1134.75. But this price was after a discount of 15%. So which means usually the initial price, or you can say the original price, is at 100%. Now if you receive a discount of 15%, so minus 15%, that will be 85. So it means the price here he paid is at 85%. Right? So we can use this equation. So it would say 85% is equal to the price he paid. Now the price before discount was at 100%. So what is the price at 100%? That will be 1134.75 divided by 85 times 100. So let's do that. That will be 1335. So that's the price before the discount. Now we have to find the price of the computer. We know the price of the monitor and keyboard has been given to you. So price of computer will be the total price 1335 minus the price of the monitor and minus the price of the keyboard. You will find the price of the computer. 70, that should be 890. So that will be the price of the computer before the discount. And that is question number 1. Let's move on to question number 2. Here we have A is a point 36 and B is a point 11, 12. Now find the coordinates of the midpoint of AB. So it's pretty easy. We have to use a formula. So midpoint is given to you by x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So pretty easy. This is 3 plus 11, that will be 14 divided by 2, and 6 plus 12, that will be 18 divided by 2. That will be 7 and 9. Now for part B, we have C and D have coordinates 10, 15, minus 8, minus 21. Part 1. Find the equation of the line CD in the form of this. So we have to first find the gradient, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is y2? Is minus 21 minus 15 over x2 minus 8 minus 10. So let's see what is the value that we get. That will be 2. So m is 2, which is the gradient. Now we can use a point. Let's say this is x, this is y. So we write down x minus 15 and y minus 15, x minus 10 is equal to 2. Then we have to cross multiply. You will have, that will be y minus 15 is equal to 2x minus 20. Now we send this one on this side. You will have 2x minus 20 plus 15. Let's continue here. You will have y is equal to 2x minus 5. So it is in this form, so that will be your equation of the line CD. Now for part 2, does this point lie on the line CD? So the equation is y equal to 2x minus 5, and the point is minus 2 minus 9. So let's see, when the value of x is minus 2, let's say, so if x is minus 2, let's see what is the value of y. That will be minus 4 minus 5, that will be minus 9. So minus 9 is equal to minus 9. So yes, it lies on CD. That will be part 2. Now let's move on to parts. This is not the right question. Yeah, that's it. So let's move on to part C. The line L has equation 4y equal to 3x plus 15. Now part 1, find the coordinates of the point where L crosses the x-axis. So you would say at x-axis, we know that y is equal to 0. Now place y back in the equation, so 4 times 0 equal to 3x plus 15. So 3x will be equal to minus 15, so x will be equal to minus 5. So it will be minus 5, 0 for the point where it crosses the x-axis. Now part B, find the coordinates of the point where L intersect with the line y equal to p. Express each coordinate in terms of p. So now we have to replace the value of y by p. So 4 times p will be 4p equal to 3x plus 15. Now 3x is equal to 4p minus 15. X is equal to 4p minus 15 divided by 3. So x will be 4p divided by 3 and y will be just p. Now for part 2, the line L has been given to you, as you can see here. Now we have to, by drawing the line this on the grid, find the coordinate of the point where these two lines intersect. So let's see. So how would you draw this curve? So we have to take two values. So let's say, for example, if x equal to 0, what is the value of y? So you would say 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2y. That is equal to 30. That will give you y is 15. But here we don't see the value of 15, so let's not use this value. We cannot use this value. So let's try to use other values. Let's say if x is equal to, let's say 3, that will be 9 plus 2y equal to 30. That's not a good value neither, because 3 will, so if you find the value, it will be in between, so it may not be good. So let's use some value which has to be more exact. Let's use an even number here. If x equal to 4, so 4, that would be 12 plus 2y equal to 30. So 2y is equal to 18. Y will be 9. So that's our first point, 4, 9. So 4, 9 will be right here. And let's use another point. Let's see, what can we use? So let's use x as 6. What is the value of y? That will be 3 times 6 will be 18 plus 2y equal to 30. 2y is equal to 12. Y is equal to 6. The point will be 6, 6. 6, 6 will be right here. Okay, so now by joining these two, we have to see where is the solution for this intersection. Okay, this is your line y. Sorry, 3x plus 2y equal to 30. Now, what is this point of intersection? You will see this point is 5 and 7.5. So you will write according to your graph, that will be 5 and 7.5. And that will be question number 2. Now let's move on to question number 3. 3a, we have this shape. So PQRS. So PQRS is a triangular base pyramid. Okay. Now RS is perpendicular to the base of PQR. So this one is perpendicular to this base. Alright, now question part 1, find the length of QR. So where's QR? QR will be this length, right? So if you observe, we have triangle SQR is a right angle triangle. So we can use SOHCAHTOA, right? So SOHCAHTOA. So we have to find this side. This will be your adjacent side, and we have been given your opposite side. So in this case, we have to use tan. So tan of the angle, so tan of 37 is equal to this side, which is 8 over QR. So QR is equal to 8 divided by tan of 37. That will be 10.6. Correct to 3 SF. That will be QR. So let's write this here, 10.6. Next question, we have part 2. Pyramid KLMN is similar to pyramid PQRS. So they are similar to each other. Now, Mn is equal to 2, and the volume of KLMN is equal to 3. So, find the volume of PQRS, which is this one. So the first step is we have to compare their sides. As you can see, Mn. So let's call this one pyramid B, and this one pyramid A. So the ratio of the corresponding side has been given to you as, if you see, B is 2 for this length, and A for this length it is 8. So let's write down 8. The ratio is 8 to 2. Now we can simplify by dividing by 2. You will have 4 to 1. Now remember, the length is measured in centimeter. You will write centimeter, but volume is measured in centimeter cube. So write down centimeter cube. Now, how do you convert centimeter to centimeter cube? You have to apply a power of 3. So same thing, apply power 3 for those two. You will have 4 power 3. That will be 64, and 1 power 3, that will be 1. Now, this is the ratio of their volume. This is the ratio of their side. Now, we have been given that the volume of KLMN is equal to 3. So the volume of this will be 1. So we do by ratio. So we say 1 is equal to 3. 64 is equal to 3 divided by 1 times 64. That will be 192. So the volume of 192. Okay. The volume of the pyramid PQRS will be 192. Let's move on to part B. Jean-Pierre bought a watch for 110. Now Simon bought the same watch for 46 and 62 pounds. So the currency here is different. This is dollars and this is pound. Find the difference in dollars between the amount paid and the amount. Okay, so let's find that. So this one has been given to you in dollars already, so we have to find this one in dollars. As you can see, $1 is this much. So what is this? So let's write down in this way. 45 cents is equal to $1. So what is 46.62? That will be 1 divided by 0.45 times 46.62. That will be 103.6. That will be the price that he paid in dollars. Now, we have to find the difference will be 110 minus 103.6. That will be 6.4. 6.40 correct to 3SF for the difference in price that he paid. Now for part C, the time taken to build a brick wall is inversely proportional to the number of workers. So let's call time taken T and number of workers as X. So how can we write the equation? So the time taken is inversely, so time taken is inversely proportional to the number of workers. Now this will give you the equation K over X. Now 3 workers took 30 hours to build a wall, so time taken is 30. K over 3 workers, number of workers 3. So find the value of k. So k will be equal to 90. So right now, our equation is like t equal to k, which is 90, divided by x. Calculate the time it would take 5 workers to build this wall. So if x is equal to 5, find the value of t. So t is equal to 90 divided by 5. That will be 18. So the time taken will be 18 hours. That will be your answer for part C. And this is your question number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. So rectangular paving slabs measure x centimeters on right here by y centimeters, where x is less than y. Okay. Now 14 of these slabs form a path around each of the 2 different rectangular gardens. As you can see, here we have 1 and here we have 2 of them. So the 2 are in this. So usually in the question you will see this part has shaded and this part has been shaded as well. So part 1, the outside perimeter of the path in design 1 is 10.2 meters. So you have to observe, here we have the value in centimeters and here we have meters. So we have to change this to centimeters. So that will be 1020 centimeters. Now the total perimeter of this one in design 2 is 13.6. That should be 1360 centimeters. Okay. Now show that for the first part is 4x plus 5y equal to 510. So pretty easy. Let's count. For the first one, the outside is equal to this. So let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is 10. Y plus 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8x is equal to 1020. Now divide by 2 everywhere. You will have 4x plus 5y is equal to 510. Okay, this is shown for this one. Now for this one, it says the total perimeter, that is everything together, well, it should give you this equation. So let's count. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 as well, that will be 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4, 8. So 8 plus 12, that should give you 20. So 20x plus 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, that is 8. So 8y is equal to 1360. Now we can divide everything by 4. You will have 5x plus 2y is equal to, so let's try. So what is 1360 divided by 4? That will be 340. Okay, so that will be the 2 equations that we have. So the first one is right here, and this one will be right here. That is the 2 equations shown as required. Now moving on to part B, we have to solve the simultaneous equation. So as always, you can use this. You can solve this by using 2 methods. One is elimination, and one is by substitution. So let's do this. So here I have 5y. So I will use this equation first to make y the subject of formula. So 5y is equal to 510 minus 4x. So y will be 510 minus 4x divided by 5. That is my value of y. Now I have to replace this value of y in this. So 5x plus 2 times y will be 510 minus 4x over 5 equal to 340. Now to eliminate this 5, I have to multiply everywhere by 5. You will have 25x plus 2 times 510 minus 4x equal to, so what is 340 times 5? That will be 1700. Now let's expand. You will have 25x plus, what is 510 times 5 times 2? That will be 1020. Minus 8x equal to 1700. Now we have to make x the subject of formula. So 25 minus 8, that will be 17. So 17x equal to 1700 minus 1020. So 17x is equal to that will be 680. Now x will be 680 divided by 17, that will be, so 680 divided by 17, that will be 40. Value of x will be 40. And replace the value of x in this to find the value of y. So y will be 510 minus 4 times 40 divided by 5. So 510 minus 4 times answer divided by 5. That will be 70. So the value of x is 40 centimeters and the value of y will be 70 centimeters. Now for part C, find the difference between the two areas of the two gardens. Give your answer in square meters. So pretty easy. Let's first convert x is 40 centimeters, which is equal to 0.4 meters. Now y is equal to 70 centimeters, which is 0.7 meters. Now let's find the area of first one, design 1. What is this area? This will be 2x by 3y. So for design 1, 2x times 3y. So 2 times x will be 0.4 times 3 times y. That is for the area. That will be 2.9 meters square. Now for design number 2, let's count. The area of the garden will be, so here I have 1 y and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4x. So 4x times y, so 4 times x will be 0.4 times 1y, which is 0.7. So 4 times 0.4 times 0.7. That will be 1.12. So let's double check the first one as well, so to see if we have the right answer. So this one was wrong. As you can see, I put plus, I think. So let's write it. So 2 times 0.4 times 3 times 0.7. That should be 1.68. So the difference will be 1.68 minus 1.12. That will be 0.56. So this is your difference between the two areas in square meters. So you can write one more 0 for 3SF. And that is your question number 4. Now let's move on to question number 5. So part A, we have to find AB. So let's do that. A is minus 1, 3, 2 minus 1. B is 4, minus 3, 2 minus 1. So we have to multiply the matrix by doing rows by column. So rows. Minus 1 times 4 plus 2 times minus 3. That will be minus 10 for the first value. Then we have minus 1 times 2 plus 2 times minus 1. That will be minus 4 for this value. Then we have 3 times 4 plus minus 1 times minus 3. That will be 15. Then finally, rows by column. So 3 times 2 plus minus 1 times minus 1. That will be 7. This will be AB for this value. Now, part 2, find B inverse. As always, we have to first find the determinant of B. We can just cross multiply. You will have minus 1 times 4 is minus 4, minus 3 times 2 will be minus 6. This will be plus, minus 4 plus 6 will be 2. Now we have to find the adjoint matrix of B, which is given by, we have to change the positions of these two and change the sign of this two. So B inverse is 1 over determinant times the adjoint matrix. Okay, so that will be part 2. Now moving on to part B, PQ is this, Q is this. Part 1, find PQ, the magnitude of PQ. So pretty easy, that will be equal to square root of the first square plus 5 square. That will be 144 plus 25. That will be 169. That is 13. Now will be 13 units for the magnitude of PQ. Now part 2, find PR. So P to Q, let's say this is PQ, is given to you, and we know Q to R has been given to you by this. So we have to find PR. So how would you find PR? First you have to go from P to Q, then Q to R. So PR is given by PQ plus QR. PQ is 12, 5, and QR is minus 4, 1. So 12 minus 4 will be 8, and 5 plus 1 will be 6. That will be your value for PR. Now let's move on to part C. So you may use the grid below to help you answer this question. So you can use this grid right here. So I would say if they give you a grid, please use the grid. It will help you to find the answer faster. So let's do that. T is a point 13, 7. So let's mark the point. 13, 7 is 13. 7 will be right here. That's your point T. Now the point U is 8, 9. So 8, 9 will be 8. That's the point U. Okay, let's see what are the questions. So part 1, find TU. So TU is defined by OU minus OT. That will be 8, 9 minus 13, 7. So what is 8 minus 13? That should be minus 5, but let's double check. That will be minus 5 and 2. So minus 5, 2. Now part 2 we have TU is an isosceles, so TUV, so we have another point V, is an isosceles triangle with TU equals to TV. Okay, so which means that TU, these two have the same magnitude and the length. So the y coordinate of the point U and V are equal. Find the coordinates of V. So what is the y coordinate of U? As you can see, this is y. So basically, this needs to be 9. Find the x. So V is x and 9. So we have to find the x value. So let's have a look. Where can V be? If this is TU, so let's join these two together to have an idea. So for this to be an isosceles triangle, it says that the value of y is on this line. On the line 9, right? Y equals to 9, so it will be on this line. So if you observe, from T we have to move to U, we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. So if they are isosceles, and if V has to be on this line, so logically we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2. This will be your point V. So let's join that. So here we go, and this will be your isosceles triangle TUV. With these two same, so it will be isosceles. So your value for x will be 18. That will be 18 and 9. Now part 3, W is the point 1, 3. So where's W? W is 1, 3. So find the area of TUV. So in this case, I would advise to use a formula. Let's say I know the point T. T has been given to us as 13, 7. U has been given by 8, 9. And now we have W as 1, 3. So to find the area, we can use the formula that we have for that. That will be half modulus. The first point is 13, 7. This will be 8, 9. This is 1, 3. And if you begin by this point, you have to also end by this point. So first we have to multiply in this direction. So let's do that. 13 times 9 plus 8 times 3 plus 1 times 7. That will be, first one is 148, so 148. We have to minus everything, multiplying in this direction. So that will be 7 times 8 plus 9 times 1 plus 3 times 13. That will be 108, 104, sorry. So 148 minus 104 divided by 2, that will be 22. So area will be 22 units square. And that will be your question number 5. Let's move on to question number 6. So the diagram shows triangles A, B, and C. Okay. Now describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So from A to B, as you can see, the size did not change. And as you can see, it has to be, it's the same size, so it slides from this to this. So it has to be a translation. So let's check. This point became this point, so we count, it is 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 to the right and 5 on the bottom. So that will be 1 minus 5. So let's write this down. It is a transformation. E is equal to a translation with column vector of 1 minus 5. That will be part 1. Now part B, triangle A onto triangle C. So A to C, it is pretty obvious that the size has changed. So when size changes, it has to be an enlargement. So let's try our best to find the points that we need to find. So what can we do is we can first join the corresponding points together. So let's do that. So this will join to this. And this point will join to this one. Then we have, I guess it is enough, right? Because we see that they are intersecting at this point. So this will be your center of enlargement. So that point will be 6, 4. And what is the scale of enlargement? You can see this will be, so this is 1. It became 1, 2, 3, right? So from 1 it became 3, so the scale factor has to be 3. So let's write this down. So it is an enlargement with scale factor 3, and so that is okay. And then point of, so center of enlargement is equal to 6, 4. As you can see, the center is 6, 4. That will be question part A. Now let's move on to the next part. It says one of the vertex of A is 2, 1. Find the coordinates of this point when it is reflected in the line of y equal to minus x. So let's have a look. Here we have A, 2, 1, this point. So what happens if it is reflected in the line of y equal to minus x? So that is your line. So let's draw this line and see what happens. So if you look, the reflection will be 1, 2, so 1 and half, so half and 1. It will become this point, minus 1, 2. It will be minus 1, 2. Now, it's a rotation by 90 degrees anti-clockwise about this point. So first, let's go to this point, 1 minus 1. So 1 minus 1 will be this point. This will be your point of rotation. It has to be 90 anti-clockwise. So what can we do is we can join these two. Right? So we have to count. Anti-clockwise will be in this direction. So let's see, it is 1 and 1, 2. So 1 and 1, 2. Sorry, it's not that way. So that will be, will be in this direction right here. So it has to be about this point. But let's check. So 2, 1 will become this point. So 1 and 1, 2. So 1, 2 and 1. Okay, yeah, it will be this point. So you just have to try, or you can use your formula if you want to. So as you can see, this will be 90 anti-clockwise. So when you count anti-clockwise, at first you have to find the distance 1 and 1, 2. You go to the point. Now from this you have to move 2, 1, 2, and 1. And this will be your other point, which is minus 1, 0. Minus 1, 0. So this one was pretty easy. But if you want to, as always, you can use your formula to find the point as well. Now for part B, you may use the grid below to help you answer your question. Okay, so let's use this grid. Now, the points 2, 1, so 2, 1 is right here. The points 4, 3 is right here. And the points 3, 1 is right here. And the points PQ, we don't know yet. It says this quad has a rotational symmetry of order 1 and one line of symmetry. Okay, has one line of symmetry. All right. Now, part 1, one possible position of PQ is 2, 2. Let's see, where's 2, 2? 2, 2 will be right here. So if you join the points, let's see what shape do we have. As you can see, this is a kite, right? So the shape is a kite. Now for part 2, given that P and Q are integers, find two other possible positions for P and Q. So for it to be a kite, let's see, what positions can we have P and Q? So this will be right here, and we can have, so one of the positions, so the only conditions here is we need to have this condition, which is has a rotational symmetry of order 1 and line of symmetry of only one line of symmetry. So let's see where can we put this value of PQ. So if you observe, if we do this, we can put other point here. That will be the other possible value. So if you were to join these two, let's say we forget about this one right now. If we join this one to this and this one to this, you will have another shape which has only one line of symmetry right here and order of 1 because it's not symmetrical. So that will be one position, which is 1, 3. Now what else? Where else can we put this one? Also by observation, you'll see that the other point can be, if you have this in this direction, you can have this one in this as well. So let's join this and have a look to see. That could be your other shape. So this one also have a one line of symmetry right in between. It's a trapezium. So that will be this point, which is 4, 2. And that is your question number 6. Let's move on to question number 7. So here we have ABCD is a trapezium. So ABCD with AD parallel to BC. So AD parallel to BC. Now, AB is equal to 16, BC is equal to 20, and ABC is 115 degrees. Now part A, find AC. So we have to find this length. So since we know the angle in between and we have these two sides, we can use the cosine rule. So cosine of the angle is equal to 16 square plus 20 square minus AC square divided by 2 times 16 times 20. So let's cross multiply. We have to bring this over here. You will have 2 times 16 times 20. That will be 640 cos of 115 equal to 16 square plus 20 square. That is 656 minus AC square. So AC square is equal to 656 minus 640 cos of 150. So AC will be square root of that. Let's find the value. Minus 640 cos of, oh, my bad, 656 minus 640 of cos of 115. Square root of that, that will be 30.4 correct to be SF. So AC will be 30.4. That will be part 1. Now for part B, show that the perpendicular distance between BC and AD is 14.5. So show that the perpendicular distance between these two, so you can have this distance is equal to 14.5. So how would you find this distance? So let's see. So this is here, and let's see what else can we do. So if you were to continue, so let's see, this is the same as the height over here. It's the same distance, right? So we can use this one or this one to find the perpendicular distance of this trapezium. So how can we find that? Let's see what values can we use. So right now we have the hypotenuse, as you can see. So if this is 115, so let's see, if this is 115, sorry, this is 115, this is 90, so what is this angle? This will be 90 minus, sorry, 115 minus 90, that will be 25. Right. Now if this is 25 and we have been given this side, as you can see, BA, let's call this one X, is a right angle triangle, so you can use SOHCAHTOA to find this side. So let's write this down. So SOHCAHTOA, and this side is your adjacent side, so A. This side is your hypotenuse, so this one we have to use cos. So cos of the angle 25 is equal to cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent will be, we don't know, bx over hypotenuse 16. So bx, which is your perpendicular height, will be 16 cos of 25. That will be 14.5. So this is the shown as required. That will be question part B. Now let's move on to part C. It says the area of the trapezium is this. Find the length of AD. Now, AD is this length. So how would you find area of a trapezium? Usually it is, we can use the formula, which is half times the distance parallel, which is AD plus BC, times the perpendicular distance, which is 14.5. So that is area of trapezium. So let's use this to find the side of AD. So let's do that. So half of AD plus BC times 14.5 is this value for the area of trapezium. So we know BC has been given to us by 20. So half, so let's say AD plus 20 is equal to what? That will be 348 times 2 divided by 14.5. That will be 48. So AD is equal to 48 minus 20. That will be 28. So the answer will be 28 for the length of AD. Now for part 2, show that the area of triangle ACD is 203. So where is ACD? ACD of this triangle. So AD has been given to us by, let's check, it was 28, so 28. So we know this side, we know this side, we can know this angle as well. So this angle here is equal to, so same as 25 actually, this is 25 as well. Well, you can always check, that's not a problem. Let's see how do you find area of that. But okay, yeah, but it's more easy to find this because we don't need angle in this time because we have the base and we have the perpendicular height, so we don't need the angle. So that's a good thing. Formula for triangle is half times base times height. So we have the height, 14.5, and we have the base, which is 28. So area of triangle is equal to half times base, which is 28, and times height, which is 14.5. Half times 28 times 14.5. That will be 203. Now for part 3, hence otherwise find the angle CAD. So I think it was 25, but let's check what is this angle. I may be wrong, but let's verify the value. Let's call this one theta and find the value of this angle. So you would usually find area of triangle by using the formula half sine of the angle, let's say angle A, times the two sides of, we have one side is 30.4 and the other side will be 28. It's supposed to give you 203. Now sine of A is 203 times 2 divided by 30.4 divided by 28. That will be 0.47697. So A will be sine inverse of that. That will give you 28.5. So I was wrong. So 28.5 should be your angle of CAD. That will be your angle CAD. And that is your question number 7. So let's move on to question number 8, part A. So A is a point on the circle center M, and AB is a tangent at A. So when it is a tangent, we know that this angle has to be 90. So AM is Y, and we have AB is Y plus 5, and MB is Y plus 9. So part 1, show we have this equation. So when you have a right angle triangle, we can use the Pythagoras Theorem. So it will be y squared plus y plus 5 square is equal to y plus 9 square. So let's solve and find the value. That will be y squared plus y squared plus 10 plus 25 equal to y squared plus 18y plus 81. So let's find the, let's bring everything to one side. Here you have 2y squared minus y squared plus 10y minus 18y plus 25 minus 81 equal to 0. So 2y squared minus y squared, that will be y squared minus 8y, and this will be minus 56 equal to 0. This is shown as required. Now for part 2, solve this equation giving your answer correct to one decimal place. So A is 1, B is minus 8, and C will be minus 56. So your formula will be minus B plus minus root of B squared minus 4 times A times C divided by 2A will be 2. 64 minus 4 times 1 times minus 56. 64 minus 4 times 1 times minus 56. That will be 8 plus minus root of 288 divided by 2. So let's do that. 8 plus root of 288 divided by 2. That will be 12.5, or it can be 8 minus root of 288 divided by 2. That will be minus 4.5. So part 2, these two values, minus 4.5, or it can be 12.5. Now for part 3, find the length of the longest side of ABM. So which one is the longest side? That will be your longest side, which is y plus 9. So y plus 9. So y will be 12.5 plus 9. That will be 21.5. That will be part 3. Now let's move on to part B. So Q, R, and S are points on the circle center O. Right. Now QT is a tangent at Q. Tangent 90 degrees. Right, you need to know that. Now let's see what else. We have QTO is x, so this is x. Now part 1, show that angle QRS is half of this, so QRS, so find this angle. So pretty easy. First thing first, we have to find, if you know this is 90, this is x, what is this angle? This will be 180 minus 90 minus x. That will be 90 minus x. Right. Now this angle at center, angle at circumference, as we know, angle at center is always twice the angle right here. So you would say angle QRS is half of angle QOS. So that will be half of 90 minus x. That is part 1. Now part B, find an expression for in terms of x for OQS. OQS. So we have to find this one. So pretty easy. Since we know this angle and these two are the radius, they have to be the same size. So let's find this angle. So pretty easy. So 180 minus this angle, that will be 90 minus x. That will be 90 plus x. Now this is for these two angles. Now divide by 2. That will be 45 plus x over 2. Expression will be 45 degrees plus x over 2. So you don't need the degrees, that is fine. Just this one is okay. Now for part 2, it is given that 3 times this is twice this. So 3QRS is equal to 2 times OQS. Now let's replace. So QRS has been given to you by this. So let's do that. 3QRS is half 90 minus x. 2 times OQS is 45. So you can write, let's write this in this form. That will be half of 90 plus x. So half cancel out, and we can expand. Let's see what we have. We have 270 minus 3x equal to 180 plus 2x. So this is the same as right here, which is 180 plus 2x is equal to 270 minus 3x. This is shown as required. So hence find QTO. So let's find the value of x. So if you bring everything to one side, you will have 5x equal to 270 minus 180. So what is that? That will be 90. Now x will be 90 divided by 5. That will be 18. So what is QTO? QTO is x, so x is 18. Okay, and that will be your question number 8. Let's move on to question number 9. The masses of 120 potatoes were recorded. So we have 120 potatoes. The table below shows the distribution of their masses. So question part 1, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 50 grams, label the horizontal axis for masses from 0 to 350. This is masses. Let's call this one m grams. We have to label from 0 to 350. And 2 centimeters will be 50 grams. So pretty easy. So 2, 50, 100, 150. So let's write this down. This is 0, 50, 100, 150. That will be 200. That will be 250. That will be 300 and 350. That will be your x-axis. Now for the y-axis, we have to use a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 0.1 unit. Label this from 0.0 to 0.8. So we have to label that. So 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is the first step. Now we have to use this to draw the histogram of this table. So if you have to draw a histogram, you have to find the frequency density. The formula for that is equal to frequency divided by class width. So we first have to find the class width. Frequency, here we have f already given to you. We have to find the class width. So class width is pretty easy. We take this minus this. That will be 100. This will be 50. This will be 50, 50, and that will be 100. So find the values for FD. Frequency divided by this one will be 0.14. What is 28 divided by 50? That will be 0.56. 37 divided by 50, that will be 0.74. 21 divided by 50, 0.42. 20 divided by 100, that will be 0.20. So this is the value for FD. Let's plot them. So first group is 0 to 100. So 0 to 100, the value is 0.14. That will be right here. And next one is 100 to 150. That will be 0.56. 0.56 will be right here. Next one will be 0.74 from 150 to 200. 0.74 will be right here. And then we have 200 to 250 will be 0.42. 0.42 will be right here. So let's join that. We're almost done. So the last group will be from 250 to 350, and the value will be 0.2. 0.2 is at the bottom. That will be your histogram. Now question, you estimate the number of potatoes with a mass bigger than 270. So here we have 250 and 270 will be in this section. So let's see. So what is the range? The range is 100. So basically 100 represents 20 potatoes. Now bigger than, let's say bigger than 270. So bigger than 270 grams, it will have to move from. So what is the difference? So what is the distance? Let's see. What is the distance from 250 to 270? That will be 20, right? And distance from 270 to 350, that will be 80. So we want to find bigger than 270, so we want to find for this distance. So we know that 100 is equal to 20. So what is 80? 80 will be 200 divided by 100, sorry, times 80. So let's do that. Times 80, that will be 16. So number of this will be 16. Or you can just use your frequency density to find times this value. But anyways, that will be your answer. Now part 3. In which interval is the upper quartile of the distribution? So as you know, upper quartile will be 3/4 times the total number of potatoes, that will be 120. That will be 90th element. So let's count. Here we have 14 plus 28, that will be 42, plus 37, that will be 79, and plus 21, that will be 100. So basically it will be in this range. The values of 90 will be in this range, which is the group of 200 to 250. Now for part 4, find the chance that a potato is chosen at random, has a mass less than 150. Give your answer as a fraction. So less than 150, let's find out. This is 150, or less will be on this side, will be 14 plus 28. So 14 plus 28, that will be 42. 42 divided by 120, which is the number of potatoes. That will be 7 over 20. Okay, so that will be question 9, part 1. Now let's move on to part 2. It says, the masses of some oranges were recorded. The tables show the distribution of their mass. Now part 1, the estimate mean of the orange was 183. Find the value of P. So how do you find mean? As you know, mean is equal to the sum of fx divided by number of oranges, which is, we don't know, sum. So we have to add everything together. That will be 14 plus P plus this. So what is 14 plus 26? That will be 40. So 40 plus P is your number of oranges. Now we have to find the value of x. X is the midpoint of the groups. So how do you find the midpoint? You add these two, divide by 2. So let's do that. 100 plus 150 divided by 2, that will be 125. So 125, so same way, they will have 175, and here you have 225. So let's find the value of fx. Fx is just f multiplied by x. So 125 times 14, that will be 1750. This is 175p, and this one will be 225 times 26, 5850. So the sum of fx will be what? 1750 plus 5850, that will be your mean. So mean is equal to 183. So we first have to cross multiply. You will have 7600 plus 175p equal to, so what is 183 times 40? That will be 7320 plus 183p. Now we send the p to one side and this to one side. You will have 7600 minus 7320. That will be 280 on this side. And what is 183 minus 175? That is 8p. So p will be 280 divided by 8. That will be 35. So p will be 35. Now part C, an orange is chosen at random. Find the probability that it has a mass less than 250. So what is less than 250? It will be right here. So basically everything, right? So pretty easy, this one. It will be 1, because all the orange have mass less than 150, so you're guaranteed that it has mass of less than 250. So it will be 1. Now part 2, a potato and an orange are chosen at random. Calculate the chance that they both have mass less than 150. So let's see. Let's find the number of orange having a mass less than 150. So less than 150 will be 14. Orange will be 14. And how about potato? For less than 150, that was this 2. That will be 14 plus 28. That will be 42. So potato will be 42. Now find the chance that they both have mass than this. So you will do 42 over, potato was 120, times 14 over, that will be the sum of these numbers. So 14 plus p, which was 35, plus 26, that is 75. $120 times 14 over 75. That will be 49 over 750. Okay, and this will be your answer for part 2. And that is question number 9. Let's move on to question number 10. A cylindrical candle has a height of 5 centimeter, as you can see, 5. A is the top of the candle and B is the center of the base of the candle. A and B. Now, the wick runs through B and A and extends 12 millimeters above A. So as you know, 12 millimeters is equal to 1.2 centimeters. As you know that the scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So by this we have this as 1.2. Now question, how many of these candles can be made using a 2 meters length of wick? As you can see, one candle is made using this length. So what is this length? So let's add 5 centimeter plus 1.2, that will be 6.2. So 6.2 centimeters is equal to 1 candle. So let's see, for this length is 2 meters. So 2 meters is 200 centimeters. So 200 centimeters will be what? Will be 1 divided by 6.2 times 200. That will be 32.25. So we can only make up to 32 candles. Now for part B, the wick is in the form of a solid cylinder. The volume of the wick inside the candle from A to B is 0.2 centimeter cube. Now part 1, calculate the radius of the wick. As you know, the volume is given by pi r square h. Now pi is pi, r square we don't know, and h has been given to you by from A to B is 5 centimeters. That is equal to 0.2 centimeters cube. So we have to make all the subject of formula. So let's do that. 0.2 divided by pi divided by 5. That will be 0.127. So r will be square root of that. That will be 0.1128. This is your value in centimeters, but you have to give your answer in millimeters. As you know, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, so we can multiply by 10. You'll have 1.13 millimeters. Correct to 3SF. So that will be your length, your radius, sorry. Now let's move on to part 2. It says one candle was made by pouring candle wax into a cylindrical mold so that it is surrounded by the wick. Now we know the volume of the wick is 0.2. The mold has an internal radius of 1.9 centimeters. Calculate the volume of the wax required to make this candle. So first thing, let's find the volume of this mold. That will be pi r square h. So h will be the same height for the candle, which is this one, which is 5. So 5. That is the volume of the mold. So 5 times 1.9 square pi. That will be 56.7. Now that is the volume of the mold. So what is the volume of the wax required? That will be volume of the mold minus volume of the wick. Because it is solid, we don't need that. So your answer will be 56.5. That will be the volume of wax that you need. Now for part B, how many of these candles can be made using 3 liters of wax? So as you know by now, 1 liter is 1000 centimeter cube. Now 3 liters will be 3000 centimeter cube. So we know that 1 candle is made, so 56.5 is used to make 1 candle. So how much can we make using 3000 liters? That will be 1 divided by 56.5 times 3000. That will be 53 candles. So now let's move on to part C. So one of these candles is placed on a rectangular piece of wrapping paper. The paper is wrapped around the candle so that it covers the outside, and there is an extra 1 centimeter for an overlap. Now, what is the length in centimeters of the paper to require to wrap one candle? So, if you want to wrap around the candle, as you know, the candle is a cylinder. So we have to find the curved surface area of that cylinder. So let's do that. So that will be 2 pi RH plus the extra 1, which is overlap for the overlap. So let's do that. 2 pi is 2 pi, R is radius of this wax. That will be I think it's 1.9 given by the mouth right here, 1.9. And h is the height, which is 5 plus 1. Let's see what we get. 2 pi times 1.9 times 5 plus 1. That will be, wait, okay, so mistake again, 2 pi RH, so 2 pi, oh, okay, so we don't need to find the area, so not 5. This is the wrong formula again, so 2 pi r is just the length around. We don't need to find the area of this shape. This is formula for area. We have to find the curved surface distance, so which is the circle around the cylinder for this distance. Okay, now it'll be 2 pi times 1.9 plus 1. That will be 12.93. So your answer should be 12.9. So one more time, we have to find the length wrapping around this cylinder, which is this length will only wrap around like this. It will form a circle, and the formula, this is the wrong formula, this was a formula for the area. The formula for the circumference is 2 pi r. So we have to use this to find the length, which goes exactly around the candle, and then we have to plus 1 for the overlap. So that's why you had 12.9 for your answer, and that is your question number 10. So let's move on to question number 11. So 11 part A, as you can see, we have a speed time graph. So first question, what is the gradient of this graph? Gradient will be acceleration because we have a speed over time. Now, the speed time graph represents Brian's car journey from work to work on Monday. Now, how long does his journey take? Let's see. So his journey takes from this to this. Now we can check. So that will be, if you look at this, it is 10 squares represents 10 minutes. So 1 square is 1 minute. So we have 1. So here we have 820. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that will be 825. So 825 minus 750. So that will be the time taken. 750. That will be 5, 7, 6, 3. 35 minutes. Now for part 2, during the first 10 minutes of his travel, he travels with a constant acceleration. Find this acceleration in kilometers per hour. So let's do that. What is the acceleration for the first 10 minutes? So as you know, acceleration is equal to the gradient of the triangle. So gradient will be height divided by base. The height will be speed of 60 km divided by time. This is 10 minutes, but we have to find per hour. So how do you convert minutes to hour? As you know, 1 hour, 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So 10 minutes is equal to 1 divided by 60 times 10. That will be 1 over 6. So divide by 1 over 6. So 60 divided by 1 over 6 to find the speed per hour. That will be 360 km per this. Okay, so let's find part 3 actually. So how far does Brian travel at his maximum speed? So let's see. Maximum speed was this point. This value is 84. So how far does he travel? Let's find the distance traveled. As you know, it will be area under graph. So this is, let's draw this shape properly. So for this, we have this area from this point to this point, right? So this is your area that we need to find. Distance traveled under the maximum speed. That will be speed of 84, and the time will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 minutes. Let's convert that to hour. That will become 1 divided by 60 times 5. That will be 1 over 12 hour. This is 1 over 12. So let's find the distance traveled as your area under graph. So as you know, distance traveled is area under graph. So that will be area of a rectangle. So 1 over 12 times the height of 84. So 84 times 1 over 12. That will be 7 km. Now let's move on to part B. On Tuesday, Brian leaves home at 8 a.m. and travels to 30 km to work. On the first part of his journey, so part 1, he travels for 15 minutes at the speed of 40 km per hour. On the second part of his journey, he travels 12 km in 8 minutes at a constant speed again. On the third part of his journey, he travels at a constant speed. He arrives at work at 8:47. So part 1, find the distance he travels on the first part of his journey. So distance, we have speed. Speed is equal to distance over time. So distance will be speed times time. So first part here, he travels for 15 minutes. So 15 minutes in terms of hour, that will become, so we have speed of 40. Time will be in terms of hours, so we have to do 15 divided by 60. That will be what? 40 times 15 over 60. That should be 10. He travels 10 km on the first part of his journey. So part 2, on the axis below, draw a distance time graph to represent his journey to work on Tuesday. So for the first part, it says for the first 15 minutes, so let's do that, 10 to 15. Distance travel was 10, so that will be 10, and the speed was constant, so we have to draw a straight line. That's the first part of his journey. Now, second part, he travels 12 km in 8 minutes. So 12 km, let's first count 8 minutes, that is 15. 15 plus 8, that will be, so 15 plus 8, that will be 23. So 23 will be 20, 1, 2, 3 will be right here. And he travels 8 km, so 10 plus 8, that will be 18. So plus 18, that will be, this is 15. So 16, 17, 18 will be right here. And it says the speed is constant, so we have to connect with a straight line. Now the last part is, on the third part of his journey, he travels at constant speed. Again, constant speed will be a straight line. So we have to use this cue. It says it arrives at work at 8:47. So 8:47 will be, this is 40, 45, 47 is right here. So the work is at 30 km away, so that will be 47 will be right here. So why do we mark this here? Because the distance is 30 km. That will be 30, and this point will be at this time when he arrives at his work. Again, connect with a straight line because he travels at constant speed. Okay, so that will be a graph for the distance time graph. Now part 3, calculate the speed in km per hour for the third part of his journey. So as you know, speed will be gradient of this part. So let's see what is the gradient that we have. So let's use this value right here. We can use that. So that is a triangle. So what is this distance? I mean this length of time. It is from this time to this time. That will be from 8:23 to 8:47. So 47 minus 23. That will be 24 minutes. So the base is 24 minutes. And the height is what? From 20, so from 18 to 30. So the height will be 12 km. So to find the speed, it will be gradient of triangle, which is height divided by base. Height is 12 km, base is 24 minutes. So we have to convert minutes to hours, we divide by 60. That will be 12 divided by 24 over 60. That will be 30. So the speed of the last part will be 30 km per hour. Now moving on to the last question, part C. We have this, I think it's a bearing question. The scale drawing shows a map of 3 towns, J, K, and L. So we have J, K, L. Now, the distance of K from J is 15 km, okay? And the bearing of K from J is 125, as you can see. Now, M is due south of J. South is exactly below J. And it says, and due west of K. West will be right here. So pretty easy. Let's do that. So it is exactly due south of J and due west of K. So this will be your point of intersection. That will be your point of M. So question is, we have to find what? Distance in kilometers of M from K. So we have to find this distance. So let's see. This will be 90. And this is 125. So this will be 180 minus 125. That will be 55. Okay, so since we have a right angle triangle, we can use Quartile. So here we have the so as here it is the hypotenuse, and we are trying to find the opposite side. We have to use sine. Sine of 55 is equal to mk over 15. So mk is equal to 15 over sine of 55. That will be 12.3. So 2 decimal place, sorry. So 2 dp, that will be 12. So this will not, this is 12.29, correct, to 2 dp. That's the length of mk. Now for part 2, using measurements from the diagram, find part 1 bearing of L from J. Of L from J. So we have to find this angle. So to find this angle, we can first find this one. So let's do that. So this angle will be what? If you measure that, you will have, so this will be, this angle will be what? So 110, that will be 1, so we have 1, 2, almost 3, that will be 113. So this one is, according to my, I don't think it's right. Let me try again, because this is 125, this seems to be less, so let's try again. It doesn't seem to be right. So 0 is 0, so that will be 90 is right here. Oh yeah, true. That will be 1. Okay, exactly on this point, that will be 112. So I have around 112. So it depends on your reading. It should be around that value. That should be okay. So, but the answer here is we're trying to find this angle, this one. So we have to do 360 minus this one. Minus 112, that will be 248. So 248 will be right here for this angle. And then part B, what is the actual distance in km from L to J? So from, where is that? So actual distance from L to J, L to J. So let's do by measurement. So here we have a scale of, as you can see, this was 15, so that was 6. So 6 centimeters is equal to 15 km, according to this line. Now L to J, that will be 4.3. So what is 4.3? That will be 15 divided by 6 times 4.3. That will be 10.8 km, correct to 3SF. So 10.8 km. Okay, so that was the last question of this paper. I hope that was somewhat helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.